Right before the video starts, this video is the worst crash each driver has had in their NASCAR career up to the end of the 2021 season. This will be part 1 because it's going to be a long video and the list will be in numerical order. This list is based on confirmed NASCAR Cup Series drivers for the 2022 season as of now according to TobyChristie.com, which is essentially all cars in the field except the Rick Ware Racing cars, who had 13 different drivers last year, and most of them are not going to be announced for quite some time now. I also just want to say this list is my personal opinion, and I'd love to see your opinions in the comments below. I will do my best to try and explain my reasoning behind some of them as the video goes on. Anyways, let's get into it. Unfortunately, the broadcast did not catch this crash, so fan footage is the best we have. He got loose on the apron underneath Casgrala and sent himself around.
As one car goes sliding, spinning, and slamming into the inside wall.
Man, that was wild. Looks like a left rear tire went down on Eric Jones. Big impact with the left front of Chastain into that safer barrier, past the start-finish line.
Now everybody. Between 1 and 2, 18 one-thousandths of a second.
Sadler, big run right there. You saw what he did.
Oh, around goes the 60. Austin Cindric wrecking in front of the crowd. Daniel Hemrick's caught up. Tyler Reddick, Cindric, barrel rolls.
So here we go above.
Well, Jeff, you knew it was just a matter of time. It was trying to get really bunched up too wide, and Matt Tiff thought it's under 20 to go. He had to make a lane. You see that tumble, as you mentioned, really rough in the 60 car. But
Cindric has had some hard hits in his career, but this flip is definitely the wildest ride he's ever had. It is very unusual to see a car barrel roll like this in the corner.
Track! Junior will win at Daytona! And the big one happens behind them!
oh my God!
Stuck in the middle there and comes across the Ford's bumper. As he does, he spins back in, gets the 3 airborne, and he just gets projected off the other cars right up into the fence.
He went from the bottom of the racetrack over 2 rows of cars and into that catch fence.
Line.
It just pushes the 3 up into the air enough that it rolls over the top of a car. And then that momentum just continues to move him into the catch fence.
Not that this is a surprise to anyone, but since it's been replayed so many times, many people forget how unbelievable this wreck is and just how hard he hit the catch fence.
Kyle Busch and Dillon side trouble. Car hard in the wall, 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution had waved with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse.
Kevin Harvick has never flipped in his over 20-year NASCAR career, but this is the closest he's ever come to it. It's also worth mentioning that Colwitt was the one whose contact sent Kevin Harvick into the wall, and he is one of the most recently forgotten drivers in the Cup Series over the last decade.
Keselowski 22, Stewart 33, and contact. Smith turned around. Tony Stewart is going to win this race. What a terrible crash coming to the finish.
This is a big wreck.
Kyle Larson's car with the front end severely torn off.
Many people may put his 2019 Talladega flip ahead of this wreck, but the violence of hitting the catch fence puts this ahead in my books. Just look at the destruction of this car. It was definitely scarier if nothing else, which elevates it above a barrel roll, which are more common and usually not as bad as they look.
And again, Kyle Larson did climb from that machine. You heard from him a minute ago.
With him, McDowell in tow, Dillon on the bottom.
The run's on top. Oh! Teammates.
Around they go in a hard crash. Kyle Busch.
Larson.
Caution is out.
Bubba Wallace is in this. Austin Cindric.
So this might be another controversial one. Although he landed on his roof in 2010 at Atlanta, The hard hit into the wall, catch fence, and hits from other drivers, along with the blaze of fire, makes this much more intense and scarier.
To the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Wow. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes.
Not only was this a terrifying crash for Ryan Newman, but it was Corey Lajoie's hardest hit in his NASCAR career. He has been involved in big ones and has had other minor incidents in his career, but usually gets the car to the end of the race and hardly ever destroys a race car.
That'll get the fender out in front. Side by side into two. They make contact. Reddick and Bell hard into the outside wall. Everybody races to their inside, and just a sledgehammer shot into the safer barrier as the front two crash.
This wreck was while battling for the lead with his championship rival Christopher Bell. I have not seen this wreck in many YouTube videos, and NASCAR's YouTube video only has 15,000 views. So I believe a lot of us are overlooking how hard the hit was. It also reminds me of Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch that wrecked for the lead just 2 years prior here at Indy, when the inside car of Truex also got loose, wrecking into Kyle Busch.
Coming from Elliott and Keselowski. Contact! Elliott slam into the wall.
Are you kidding me?
Danica Patrick, Casey Kane.
Oh, man. You all right?
Chase Elliott has not had any huge wrecks in NASCAR since this one in the 2018 Daytona 500 that sent him spinning like a top after a vicious hit. Elliott never finished in the top 10 in the 500 until his 6th attempt in the 2021 race.
Right now with the 42. Oh,
Whoa!
trouble.
Big crash. Danica Patrick and Joey Logano.
Oh, man.
And Eric Almirola.
Holy smoly. Oh, heavy damage there on Danica.
This is one of the scariest crashes that has come out of Kansas, the track that has recently been anointed king of intermediate track crashes. Almirola missed 7 races due to injuries after this wreck.
Into the wall, and then the 43 just plowed in there.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go. I think he committed to the outside lane. Pretty big impact by the 43. As you could see, Almirola sitting in his car. He hadn't quite gotten out.
His car, Kyle Busch, he's looking.
Hamlin edges ahead. They touch! They touch, and here comes Kyle. Hamlin, Logano on the wall. Hamlin spins down the racetrack, and Kyle Busch wins in California.
I thought they'd be nice to each other. They weren't.
After incidents earlier in the season, Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin found themselves battling it out for the lead on the last lap in the 2013 Auto Club 400. Hamlin missed 4 races after this wreck due to injuries.
The whole car just came up off the ground.
That's not payback. That's 2 drivers racing hard for the win and refusing to lose.
I'd fire both of them if they didn't do that.
Kyle Larson spins sideways. He gets into the 3 into the wall. Caution comes out with 3 to go. Ryan Blaney hard after contact with Kyle Larson. Where's James Buescher? James Buescher trying to... There he is on the inside of the racetrack going by the 11 of Tom Bodine.
This is just a prime example of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Larson just dives hard into the corner. Ty Dillon made the corner as if Larson wasn't on the inside of him. And like I said, you can say Ty Dillon came down, or you can say that Larson got in too deep.
Unfortunately, Ty was going to the bottom of the racetrack as well. Ty had moved up to the 2nd position, had moved within 1 point as we watch hard contact by Ryan Blaney, within 1 point of our championship leader, James.
Back down, they block. The 60 goes around. Briscoe hard into the wall.
For what would have been a normal inside hit, it got ugly because of the opening in the wall, where Briscoe hit just at the wrong angle. This wreck is very reminiscent of Jeff Gordon's crash in the same spot just a decade earlier.
Let's show you just how hard this impact was.
Oh. That's something the tracks have to continue to look at. How do we...
6 miles left. Do we got a crash?
Oh.
Hard contact. Noah Gragson head on into the outside wall.
Mike Snyder was in that also.
While battling late for the lead at Talladega, Jeb Burton got into the back of Brett Moffitt, who tagged Gragson and sent him into the outside wall. This is by far the hardest hit of Gragson's young career.
White flag. White flag is out. 2.6 miles to go. Oh, trouble. Trouble. The big one. On the dinger. On his lid. Side over side. End over end.
Kevin Harvick's going to win.
On the final lap of the 2010 AMP Energy Juice 500, AJ Allmendinger not only slid on his roof for hundreds of feet, but had a hard hit to the inside wall which caused him to roll a few times. Allmendinger went upside down again at Talladega in 2017, but this crash was much worse for him personally.
Thank goodness the safer barriers on that inside wall.
Yeah, and we've seen in past that when something happens behind the leaders that NASCAR's let these guys race.
He is pulled away, and now trouble.
There we go. We said it, guys.
Herbst, Hemrick, hard into the inside wall. And the caution is out. And since the leader did not get back to the white flag.
The final Kaulig driver, the number 16 car, has had the least eventful career in terms of wrecks, the worst being this hit at Homestead. It's still a pretty decently hard hit, but it's not near as bad as most other drivers on this list.
Early on in this race, but they did settle down much better.
Straight away. A big hit, and Jimmy Johnson goes spinning.
Upside down. Buescher. Oh, man.
Chris Buescher on his lid and lands back on his wheels. Caution.
Oh, man, we saw 4 wide off the corner over there. I was afraid of this.
After Austin Dillon was nearly turned in front of the field and Jimmy Johnson was sent spinning out of harm's way, it looked like for a brief moment that everyone would get through with minimal damage, but the wreck was just getting started. This was until Michael Annett sent Chris Buescher barrel rolling down the backstretch. Anyways guys, that is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you hit that like button if you did enjoy and subscribe if you are new. Also, part 2 will be coming out very soon, so if you enjoyed this one, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you can see that next part as soon as it comes out. Anyways guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace.